They are saying I took $200,000 from a woman with dementia. They are saying I had power of attorney and used it. They are saying my husband never asked. They are saying it like it isn't true. Margaret is my husband Daniel's mother. She is 78 years old. She lives in an assisted living facility in the western suburbs of Chicago. The dementia is moderate now. It was mild when this started. Daniel and I got POA in 2022. Daniel did not want it. Daniel did not want to think about any of it. Margaret had been the executor of her own life until 2 months before we did the paperwork, when she had wandered out of a Walgreens parking lot at 6 on a Thursday evening and ended up at a bus station 40 minutes away. After that, the family agreed it was time. Daniel asked me, exact quote, to handle it, because his sister wouldn't and he couldn't. The assets were 2 pension annuities, a paid-off townhouse in Oak Park, and a brokerage account at Fidelity with $260-something thousand in mostly bonds. We sold the townhouse to cover her care. The annuities cover the monthly. The brokerage account was, and this is the part I keep coming back to, sitting there. I started moving money on a Wednesday in November of 2022. $5,000 to a savings account in my name. 2 weeks later, 8. The next month, 12. I told myself I was being paid for the work I was doing. Margaret has a son and a daughter. The daughter calls twice a month. Daniel calls almost not at all. I am the one who shows up. I do the doctor visits. I sort the mail. I argue with the assisted living billing department. I am, in a real sense, the one keeping Margaret alive. That is the story I told myself. I want to be honest about it. It is not the only story. The other story is that I have wanted a kitchen renovation for 9 years, and Daniel has said no every year. The other story is that my own mother is in a less comfortable facility, 40 miles from here, because we could not afford a private room, and I have been quietly paying for the upgrade out of an account my husband does not look at. The other story is that we have a son who started private school last fall, and the tuition has been getting paid on time. By the spring of 2024, the brokerage account was at $60,000. Daniel does not look at the statements. The financial advisor sends them quarterly to a P.O. box that I check. The advisor's name is Greg. Greg called me last September and asked, very politely, whether everything was all right. I told him the costs had gone up. He said he understood. He didn't. Margaret asked me last month who I was. She does that sometimes. She asks who I am, and I say, I am your son Daniel's wife. I am Sarah. I take care of things. And she nods and she says, thank you, Sarah, you are kind to me. And I sit there for 40 more minutes and I hold her hand. I am not a monster. I keep telling myself I am not a monster. The other day, Daniel asked, in passing, whether his mom's brokerage was still doing okay. I said yes. He nodded. He did not ask for the number. He went back to his email. I have moved another 9,000 since that conversation. There is no version of this where I am the hero. I know that. The numbly factual fact is that I am not finished moving the money, and I do not think I will stop until either the account is empty or Margaret is gone, and either is fine with me because either ends this without anyone ever needing to know. Margaret thanks me by name almost every visit. She forgets the visit by the next morning. I tell myself that means the visit cost her nothing. I am not naive enough to believe that. What would you have done? Tell me in the comments.